Real glow up comes to your skin, to your hair, to your body, to your relationships, to your career when you decide want to look younger, healthier, happier. Here's why regulating your nervous system is the real glow up. So if you're new to me, my name's Rochelle Walsh and I'm a complex trauma therapist, have been for over 2 decades. I now have a program where I help women go from overwhelm and burnout to calm and confident in their emotions. I want to talk about nervous system regulation, ladies, because it is the foundation for all the other good things that you want to do for yourself. And I'm going to explain why. So first of all, what is a regulated nervous system? What this means is that we are living in parasympathetic nervous system dominance, meaning that the majority of the time we are in rest and digest, not in fight or flight. So why is this so important? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the benefits that you get. And these are just a few that are rolling off at the top of my head from, the women that we treat. First of all, when we are in stress is inflammation in the brain, in the body. It gets to be habitual and chronic, and stress is inflammation. Think about inflammation. Do you want inflammation? Do you want inflammation in your gut? Do you want inflammation in your skin? Do you want inflammation in your internal organs? No, you do not. So when we live in chronic stress, it affects everything. It affects our skin, it affects our digestive health, which impact our metabolic issues. Cortisol, which is a stress hormone, is a fat trapper. It also helps, when we're in fight or flight, it's like meant in the moment to be able to protect us. So it halts our digestion, gets our body ready for action, making us hypervigilant. But what does this do? If it's left in the on position, it stops us from being able to get good sleep because your brain's saying, hey, you're in danger. Why would I want to relax? You can't protect yourself when you're asleep. So when we're in chronic fight or flight, we're not getting rest, which in turn ages us. It ages us physically and it ages us internally. When we think about regulating our nervous system and getting to that parasympathetic dominance, there's a few things you're going to want to have to keep in mind. Not to mention that when we're in a stress response, what do we do with our face? We scowl, right? Leading to wrinkles. What does this do to our relationships, right? When we have a frozen or disconnected appearance to us and we can't connect because our mind is thinking about how to get us out of danger, so it damages our relationships, right? What happens when we don't have healthy relationships? Well, that sends a sense of danger and threat to our brain because we need people to survive. We want connection. So the more strained our relationships, the more our brain turns on that stress response. The more stressed we are, the more difficult it is to show up the way we want in relationships. Healthy nervous system stress response also makes us less mentally capable. Actually, we become less intelligent in the moment because we can't process information. So we get things like brain fog and memory issues. We also get an exaggerated sense of danger. So we're not going after goals. So we're not achieving at our highest level in our career because our brain is focused on scarcity and threat rather than expansion and opportunity and growth. So when we think about getting to parasympathetic nervous system dominance, there's some things you're really going to need to keep in mind. The first is that this is an inside job, not an outside job. So we can put all the things on our skin and we can, change careers and take vacations and go get a massage. But those things happen on the outside of us. Nervous system regulation happens in the deep part of the brain, that primal part of our brain. And so we're really going to have to focus in with some strategy. So rather than just trying to out-reason it and use willpower and thought alone, we're really going to have to lean in to calming the nervous system through things like vagus nerve activation and breath and posture and habits that help support parasympathetic nervous system dominance, rest and digest. And then when we do that, we're going to be able to get to see core programs that we have that will help us to make better choices on the outside, like be able to not take on so many responsibilities, or set better boundaries, or express ourselves, or be able to process and move through emotions so that they don't get stored in the cells of our body. Emotions actually get stored in our cells, and it causes long-term health issues. We're going to use nervous system regulation strategies like breath work and different types of mindfulness and meditation, vagus nerve activities to be able to get into that state. But what's really important to understand is that it's not just about having this toolkit that we can reach for and put our face in a bucket of ice, or have a certain posture to relieve stress. We need to have activities that are built into every day where we are reprogramming our nervous system, retraining it. If you are in a constant state of stress or burnout or overwhelm, your nervous system has been trained to be in that state, and it's going to get training to undo it. So we can look online and we can see, in 7 minutes a day I have this dream body. But we all know that it takes training to get anywhere we want to go, right? Paul says this in scripture. It's the training of the mind. And we have to train nervous system health. So this isn't something that we just want this toolkit of like quick fix things to get us out of a state of stress. We want to be able to live with vibrancy. So one of the ladies in my program who was extremely burnout when she came in, she'd even been to see a neurologist to rule out early dementia because she was getting brain fog. Guess what? She didn't leave her career. She's not only in her career now, but she has a side hustle, and she's entertaining and doing fun things on the family with loads of energy because she has gone through the training of training herself to be in a state of rest, even though she's still high achieving, even though she's still doing all the things. So one of the biggest things that I've seen and been surprised and that people really love getting is coworkers saying, you seem so much more relaxed. Husbands saying, this is the best thing you've ever done. Doctors saying, what are you doing? Your blood pressure has gone down. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you haven't renewed your migraine prescription in 10 months. So all of those outward things start with the internal decision that it is important not to live in a state of stress. This is not a nuisance. It is a life threat. And the real glow up comes to your skin, to your hair, to your body, to your relationships, to your career when you decide that you're no longer going to live in a state of stress and you're going to do the training to get out of that. I hope this is helpful to you because I believe that so many people are living short of the health and vitality and goal achievement that they could because they think that this is just something that's, it would be nice if I were less stressed. And if people really understood what a game changer this is for your whole life, it would become an absolute priority. So stay tuned, subscribe if you like more of this content. And I do have a masterclass if you want to understand more about the underlying causes of overwhelm and my approach, my Joyful and Present program, and my Calm Mind proprietary process for helping people break free for that who want to be mentored by me. And we'll have that link below. But tune in for more content if this interests you. Have a great day.